What's good, YouTube? Back at it with another video. It's your boy MC3, man. And today we got these gamers are already dead. They just don't know it yet. Now, I ain't never heard of this. I ain't never seen this, bro. So let's get into it.
Before turning the gun on himself. A live stream from the tournament captured audio of the chaos that followed.
Quality bad on here. Let me see this real quick. It's a 1080p. That is how it is.
Oh, what are you with? The audio that you guys just heard at the beginning of this video is edited to be less disturbing, and it doesn't have a whole lot of context, but even so, you can tell that something extremely bad has just happened. This clip was recorded during a Madden live stream. Specifically, there was a tournament taking place down
But how have I never heard of this, bro? That's crazy.
in Florida, and in it we can hear some muffled gunshots, as well as a person at the end of the video asking, "What did this guy just shoot me with?" So I'm sure that many of you guys are familiar with gaming, and specifically esports. This whole movement has grown in popularity over the past several years, and there's a ton of compilations online of these gamers getting really pissed off, breaking their controllers, nearly punching their opponents, but usually things turn out just fine, and they only end up in a cringe compilation. However, this would be a completely different situation. And that's because instead of involving the usual crash-out games like Super Smash Bros. Melee, we're actually talking about Madden, and specifically a gamer by the name of David Katz. Now, from an outside perspective, a lot of people
That dude already look crazy.
probably thought that David had quite a spectacular life. I didn't know many people at a young age who didn't want to be professional gamers, and David was quite successful. In 2017, he won a tournament for $10,000, and he solidified himself as one of the best players under the name Mr. Sliced Bread.
He's not here to make friends. He's all business. He's focused, and to even get him to open up to talk to you about anything, it's like pulling teeth, man.
David was
locked
not
in.
only famous, though, for his very skilled gameplay, he was also famous for being quite an emotionless player. Whether or not he won or lost, he would usually keep the exact same facial expression, and it really wouldn't show that it rattled him. Behind the scenes, though, things were not all rainbows and butterflies. David had a history of mental health issues, he was on antipsychotic medication, and on numerous occasions, David had been admitted to mental hospitals.
However, court documents are shedding light on the shooter's troubled past. They show David Katz had been hospitalized for mental health issues and played video games so obsessively as a young teen, he often refused to go to school or bathe.
And as you guys know, an egg can only take so much pressure until it cracks. So, on August 26th of 2018, during a Madden NFL 19 video game tournament, David finally cracked. On this fateful day, the tournament would take place in Jacksonville, Florida, at the GLHF Game Bar, or the Good Luck Have Fun Bar, where roughly 150 participants were crammed into this venue, and the tournament proceeded. And apparently, David was not playing to his full potential on this day. After losing one game, he got knocked out of the tournament early, and he got up and refused to shake his opponent's hand. He then just seemingly left, and nobody expected what was going to happen next. Unbeknownst to the officials and people in the venue, David had actually brought two pew-pews with him to the event. So, shortly after leaving, he returned, and he intended on using one of these, which he of course did. At first, because of how abruptly this happened and the commotion, nobody really knew what was happening, but all in all, David ended up firing 12 shots, killing 2 fellow players and injuring 10 others, before eventually removing himself from the gene pool. The 2 unfortunate gamers who also lost their lives outside of David was Taylor Robertson and Elijah Clayton, and what's even more disturbing about this is that looking back on some footage of Elijah Clayton, you can see that there looks to be a red laser sight from David's pew-pew on his chest. At the end of the day, this goes back on something that I have said numerous times: mental health is extremely important and not something to be neglected. Check up on people, even if they seem completely fine. Unfortunately, It's unclear as to whether or not things could have changed in this situation, but we can always do better in the future. As always, let me know what you guys think about this case in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I also do have my Patreon linked in my bio. There's a free...
Bro, that's crazy. Bro, I had never heard about that, bro. That's crazy, dude. Killing dudes over Madden, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. But I hope y'all like this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, boy, and I'm out.